Alright guys, so welcome back. It's been a minute since we've worked on this buggy here. So me and Owen went down, we competed in Weed Rock down in Cedar City. Stayed Tuesday, we just got home Sunday, so took a day to relax and we're gonna get back going on this. So I do have, right here we got some brand new King's 2.5 inch, 16 inch coilovers. Tonight I'm gonna work on getting these set into place. So first thing I need to do, I need to go get some blocks. I'm gonna get this belly pan up off the ground, get it so it's gonna be full drop. That way, with not having a lift, that's how I'm gonna articulate and cycle the suspension so I can check tolerances and clearances on everything. So we're gonna lift it up, probably mark out a full bump in the rear right now in the front, and then lift it up and then just articulate it back and forth and start welding on all the new brackets and everything to mount these King shocks. So I'll run over and grab some blocks and we'll get this put up in the air and start doing welding some tabs in place. I went ahead and bought a couple pre-made tabs from Barnes. I've got a couple of these dished ones for a round tube. We can clean them up a little more to fit where we need to fit. And we got some flat ones. So I'm not sure if we're going to mount them on top here going this way, or if they're going to come off the back side this way. So we'll figure that out, figure out which one of these we want to use and clean them up and get them fitting right. Hey guys, so the GoPro died. Was mostly just tacking these into place and everything. I am gonna get on. I had to pull the remote reservoir hose off. I've got it all taped up, keep everything out of it, but I had to pull that hose off. I need to get some 90-degree fittings so it will bend out and come back. With it coming straight off, it either hits into the tube right here or it comes out and hits into this tube. So we're gonna have a 90-degree fitting, and it'll either come down and back up onto here or back around this way, and we'll mount the reservoir up in here somewhere. But yeah, that right there is where it's gonna sit. And it was the same shock I used to mock this side up. I don't want to, when you pull those hoses off, you got to refill them all with oil and everything, and I didn't want to deal with doing that on all of them. So we're gonna use this one to mount everything for the most part. The front ones I might get away with being able to use them without having to pull the remote reservoirs off. So alright, so I went through and I cut a bunch of the old brackets off the front, the old bump stop mounts. And I took and I loosened all these links up and got it adjusted. It was sticking out this side. The axle was about, I want to say it was 8 inches further that way and 4 inches further forward. So I got it all straightened out, squared up in there. Jack this up. We got it sitting on jack stands back there. I jacked that tire up and I'll just show you guys. This is pretty bad. I'm surprised I'm surprised it didn't fall off. So let's set this GoPro up. I don't know if you guys can, we're gonna be able to see how much movement is in this lower ball joint right here. Watch that lower ball joint. I push on the outside of the top. That's crazy. I'm not kidding when I say there is no lower ball joint left. That thing's moving like 2.5 inches from what it feels like. So I'm guessing this side's probably just as bad. The steering is also that's all loose too, so I'm not sure every little piece in this thing's loose. I'm sure this side's all the same way. Oh yeah. Not tight, that's for sure. So just more stuff to add to the list to fix, I guess. So I might be calling it a night from there. I'll be back out here tomorrow night unless I'm editing the We Rock video from this weekend. So either tomorrow night or the next night, we're going to start putting the front shocks on and we'll see you then. Hey guys, so I'm back out in the shop tonight and I don't know if I showed, I don't think I showed this on camera, but I went through and cut a lot of these old brackets off, all your old shock tabs. They were just kind of ran all down in all this. I need to get a grinder and clean all that up. Squared the axle out, cut the bump stops off. Let me find where that bracket went. I just had it in my hand, but oh, right here. So this is the old upper shock bracket. Somebody added it. Went right into place right there. I'm guessing that's because they had, this thing originally had 16s, they put 14s. So I cut that off. Down here you'll see where the factory mount is. Well, not factory, but where they originally built the mount was up in here. So I'll show you on this side. I cut this side already, but on this side over here, it's set up for a more like a narrower eye. So the one I have is 1.5 inches. So I need to trim that out just a tiny bit right there, probably 1/4 inch off. This little tool I got from Corey, and very, very helpful. So you'll take it like back here where I got these other ones. These are my rear shock mounts. They're tacked into place. I'll stick this inside there. I'll have to bend it out a little bit, but you'll stick that in there. Run a bolt through it, and then weld it all up with this tightened in there. Let it cool. That way it doesn't warp or tie in, and then you don't melt the bushings out of your shock eyes. So if you guys don't have one of these and you guys are mounting shocks, build one. Super simple. He built this on his lathe and it's super, super handy. So I'm gonna get a grinder and a grinding wheel. Like I said, we're gonna trim the piece up in here, and then I'm gonna start cleaning all this up and then get some shocks mocked up on here. So once that's done, I'll probably pull these tires off one at a time since I don't have a lift. I've got the belly up on jack stands. We'll put the shocks on, lift this tire up all the way, leave it on. Lower this one down to the ground. We're at full bump with the shock on it. And then I'm going to take the tie rod ends off. That way when it's flexed all the way up, I can turn the steering all the way back and all the way forward and just check clearancing and tolerances on everything. So yeah, I'll grab my grinder. We'll start cleaning stuff up, cut that, and then throw some shocks up in here, tack some tabs in, and go from there. Hey guys, so I can't remember where I quit videoing at. I think I had time lapse going or something that died. I was cleaning all this, what was left of the old bracket. Back up inside here though. So the bolt, where did I put the bolt? I'll show you guys. So the bolt comes through the inside here. Your shock goes in between here and here. This is a spacer. I had to cut it out. The other shocks must have had like an inch. I had to cut a 1/2 inch out to accommodate the new shocks that are a little bit bigger. But there was like a bung welded into this pipe or nut. So there's only like one thread left on there. I'm going to cut this out back here flush. Stick it all back up in here, mock it up, and then I'm going to tack a nut or weld a new nut back into place all the way around here. So I don't feel good about having only catching on 2 threads now. So we're going to fix that. This grinding stuff sucks. It's time consuming, not fun, but it doesn't look good. So we gotta clean all this off. This will have to be cut off more too. This is where the old bump stops were. But probably go through, cut those things out, weld some new nuts in, clean this up, and then get these front shocks bolted on so we can sit it, and then sit it back on some jack stands. And then I'll probably come back. Like I said, I showed you guys these are all tacked into place. Come back here and bolt some shocks up and then do a flex test back here, see if it clears and get it welded up. I talked to Travis. Wheels were delivered, so he's going to get the wheels and tires down here. We'll get those mounted up and throw them on here just so we can be 100% positive everything's going to clear. These are really wide. I believe 16.5 wide. The new ones are 14.5 wide, but I think they have less of a dish on the wheel. So hopefully, if anything, it's pretty similar to the same and not inset more, because we only had an inch of clearance here. We can't really move it inboard anymore because we only had an inch of clearance here as well. So hopefully they fit right. If not, we might have to get a wheel spacer, something to push that tire out just a little bit further. So I'm going to try and cut these out, grab 2 nuts, weld them up in there, and then hopefully get these shocks on it. Hey, so I ran over to the other shop, and I got the other two shocks. I haven't seen anybody use packing pins in a long time, so must be a good thing. But they're messy. So Travis prefers to run Kings. I got Foxes on my buggy. What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer a Fox or a King shock? If money wasn't, you know, a factor when you're buying shocks, what would you have? Let us know in the comments. I'm curious. We'll put the other side on and either put the tires back on or just put it back on jack stands. I haven't decided yet. And then, like I said, we're working on getting to the back. It just slow and steady. So we're going to get this other side put back on. Okay. We went and pulled the reservoir off. We threw the shock on. So now we're going to get a block in here. Barely fits. Not lucky. So we're going to go up all the way with this side. And then we'll let this side all the way down. That's all the way down. And it's gonna be tight. Let me just show you guys. He turned his light on. Right there's the amount of space we got. I can fit my hand in there. My tape measure. You know, it don't matter how many tape measures you buy. They're still hard. It's still hard to find one in a mess like this. So let's see. Oh, flashlight died. Sorry, guys. Just like the front, we got exactly an inch there. So it's gonna come down to how the new tires and wheels fit, I think. Burn that, everything else is looking fine. Obviously, fold all the way down. Tire's gonna pull away. You have clearance. The part we were worried about there was against the frame. And it's definitely close, for sure. But it should clear, so we'll get it back up, get these jacks out, and then, like I said, these are all just tacked into place. We'll get all this welded up solid, and I think we'll be done with the shocks. So, all right, fellas, I made a little bit of a mess over here. Spilt some oil from the shocks, so trying to clean it up. But I think I'm done for the night. I just want to show you guys it is got all 4 shocks on it, sitting at full bump. Front ones are wrapped in plastic. I'm going to take the fittings in tomorrow and see if I can find a fitting for the back ones. If not, I'll have to get online and order them. So, plenty of clearance. This knuckle on this side is closer than the other side. It's got a big old tall. I don't even know what that's all about. We're going to replace those joints when it's off. Over here somewhere in this mess. I'm going to pull this out and clean this mess up. I'm tired of tripping over my stuff. So, we got another knuckle. This will go back on that side and get rid of all that stuff on top of that tower. So, here's the back ones. Everything looks good. Everything clears. So, I'll weld it in solid. We might end up building some little guard right here. I'm not sure. It should be pretty protected right there where it's at. But you never do know, and you don't want to hit those, so might put a little skid for the bottom of those or something. Yeah, we'll get this fitting. It'll be 90 degree. Reservoir will probably sit up in here somewhere, live up here. Or maybe get a shorter hose made mount on the inside of this. That's stuff that can be determined. Maybe you'll even get mounted here. Come back over, down, and mount it along there somewhere. So. Hey guys, so last night we finished mounting all the shocks and got it all 4, so it's sitting on its own. I'm gonna take a little bit of time. I'm gonna pull this out and address this mess. It's starting to become hard to work in, so I'm gonna clean it up, pull some of the pieces out of here we don't need, stash them in the other shop or something for now, so we can get a little bit of walking room in here. Throw this up on the tripod. Like I said, pull this out and clean it up, put it back in here, and then we'll probably hurry and try to cut these off if I have time and replace those real fast. And that'll be the end of this video. So yeah, I'm gonna hurry and get this mess cleaned up and taken care of, and we'll be back and cutting those off in a minute. So got the shop clean. As you guys can see, can actually walk around in here. Could probably use my creeper now. It'll be nice. Should have done it a long time ago. I've just been procrastinating it. But so, like I said, we were gonna work on these brackets. I got it all blocked out, sitting up in the air. This one might be a little short for the outside. The outside ones are a bit longer. They'll work on the inside. I'll probably have to grab some plate next week, or and then cut out some longer ones for the outsides. So probably the beginning of next week we'll cut them off, redo those. I did find that these inside brackets here, they've either got the wrong bolt through them, or the hole in the link itself is wallered out. You can flop the axle front to back. And then I showed you guys the front was loose. This one right here, the spindle nut's supposed to be loose because it's loose too. So I mean, as we're fixing problems, we're finding more issues. So the list gets one thing shorter and 2 things longer. So not making a whole lot of headway, but we're gonna push real hard to get this thing done in the next couple weeks. I've got a pretty sweet project the father-in-law wants to do, and it'll be sweet. You guys will want to stay for that one. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, just building the random stuff we're building and working on stuff, like and subscribe. It'll help me out a ton, and we'll continue to bring you guys some more content. So thank you guys. See you on the next one.